Hi, everyone. Well, welcome to week 5, and we're going to be using some assessments again this week with our students. So, implementing and analyzing assessments, quick ones, let's say, what will be what we'll be doing. That was a mouthful. But before we even get on to that, I'd like to share with you that I'm very appreciative of the work that you did last week. Again, you worked with your students, and thank you for using those pseudonyms so you didn't have to write their names. And so that's obviously confidential. But some of the work that you did was so fascinating. And what I appreciated most was that when you shared, you selected your assessment, of course, and then in your small group, you shared by using those guiding questions, you shared what you needed to, but you talked about the different aspects of the assessment and what kind of information that you gleaned and how you used the data. But what was coupled was that you was sharing each other's perspectives back and forth so well. You cued each other on things. You questioned each other on things, which makes learning much more deeper, of course. So that was fascinating, and thank you because that takes dedicated work and a lot of analyzation and a lot of reflection and caring for your students. And you wanted to use the assessment or utilize the assessment as best as possible. So I appreciate that. Let's see what else you were doing. And oh, the nonfiction and fiction, that piece, whether you're using a nonfiction or fiction piece, I went, yeah, right, good. Okay. So again, we're getting on to week 5, and we're going to be using the same format for this, or the structure of what we'll be doing. You'll be selecting another student, and then you'll use one of two tools. And this is one of my favorite weeks almost, because I used to use one of these tools as a teacher, was a little while ago, and I'll share that with you in a moment. But use a San Diego quick assessment, or you'll use a quick phonics screener. And again, you use the assessment, you utilize the directions that are provided for you when you get into the module and click on the assessment that you want to use. Assess your child, and then again, get all the results and take the guiding questions, get on the small group, and share again via those questions. That'll help you in your discussion board. And then at the end, you'll have your reflection paper to do. But the one that I use, and I'll tell you the scenario, which I find it very interesting. When I was a teacher in elementary school, I was asked one year, and I might have noted this to you before, that would you start a multi-age 3-4? That was a question my principal posed to me, and I was always eager to do what was best for students anyways, and I said sure, because the concept of multi-age intrigued me. And of course, sometimes it would be better called as a multi-grade. It all depends what it was. So what I ended up having was third grade students and fourth grade students. I had 21 students that year, and it was pretty much split half and half. But I had um, three to five. It all depends, if they were in the classroom or not in the classroom. But I had in that class of third graders, I had special ed children, and then in the other part that was a large part of the class was I had many Title I students. So I think I had 4 or 5 students, this was quite a while ago, so I'm recalling, that didn't have either an IEP or they weren't receiving supplemental services in reading or math. So when I had the students, and I was working off 2 math programs too, but when I saw the list of students, what am I going to do? How am I going to find out where everybody is? Through my eyes. I can look at any information that's passed on to me, but this was before we had DRA and such. So what can I use as a tool to determine where they are in their reading level? And I wasn't using a basal at that time. And yes, I said basal. I wasn't using it at that time as we were gleaning away from that. So I said, what kind of tool can I find that I can assess the students and have an idea of where they are in reading? And I used the San Diego. And I ended up using that for 3 years because the multi-age stopped after that. But each year I used it, each time I used it, I should say, I was so pleased with the results. And even though it was so quick, it was close to where the students were. It was absolutely unbelievable. So, again, once you get in there, if you want to use this, use it. If you want to use the other one, if you want to use a quick phonics, please do what's best for your situation. But I'm just sharing with you that they can be useful. And so with the San Diego, I would sit down with each child and I'd start at a list, and it could be, from looking at people's material that had been sent to me the year prior. It could have been a first grade list, it could have been a fourth grade list. And I would kind of figure out where I thought they were, and I'd have them read the list. And you look at the directions about one miss, two miss, three misses, it all identifies basically where they would be placed on the continuum. And that's where I started them in literacy, and it was pretty well spot on. So that's my experience with that one. And I'm really glad that this tool is still in this module, so I can share so much with you. So as we look over my little sheet here, pretty much I talked to you about the reflection. Go back to the module, of course, and read it fluently so you can find out exactly what you need to do. These videos are only a bit of being informational and, of course, making contact with you. Take care of yourselves. You're doing a fabulous job. I hope you're enjoying this course as much as I am, and you are gleaning a lot of information out of it. I can tell by all your reflection sheets and your small group, and I look forward to reading your small group discussions again this week. So if you have any questions, cmarcotte@une.edu, or give me a jingle or a text on my phone. All right, and again, take care of yourselves. Great. Thank you so much. Bye.